Hey folks, so today I'm going to show you how I make my pork chops with the cream of mushroom soup from Campbell's to make a mushroom gravy over the pork chops. I am also going to show you how I did these sauteed potatoes with some spinach. This video is about 4.5 minutes, so it's going to be really quick for you to learn how to do both. So here are the seasonings that I'm using. I'm going to actually use these seasonings for both things, the pork chops as well as the potatoes. And I did not measure the seasoning. I'm just sprinkling a little bit of each onto the pork chops. So, let your ancestors be your guide, but just sprinkle a little bit of each one of those seasonings and add it to both sides of your pork chops. I always like to add olive oil to my skillet. I don't use grease a lot unless I'm like actually frying chicken or frying French fries or something like that. But yes, I'm using olive oil and I'm going to saute these pork chops like 5 minutes on each side, and I'm going to put them in the pan. I'm going to repeat that step. I'm doing like 6 pork chops in total. So while that's happening, I'm going to make the mushroom gravy. And basically, I'm just adding 1 can of the Campbell's soup in there, as well as 1 teaspoon of black pepper and 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon. And I'm filling up that can with milk, and I poured it in there, and I'm just going to mix it with this whisk. And once all the pork chops are done, I'm going to add those pork chops into a pan, and then I'm going to pour that sauce over the pork chops. These I'm going to cover and I'm going to add them to the oven. It's at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. These pork chops are thick, so I'm going to bake them, covered with aluminum foil for about 40 to 45 minutes. If they were thinner pork chops, I wouldn't cook them as long, probably maybe 30 minutes, but at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, cooking them for about 40 to 45 minutes. And this is how it looks when it comes out. Of course, I sprinkle some parsley on there too. So now to the potatoes. I'm going to cut, this is a 5 pound bag, and I'm going to cut up 3 pounds. I'm just slicing them. And in a pan, I'm going to add some butter. It's like 2 tablespoons of butter, as well as about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. And I'm going to also add some olive oil to this so that the butter doesn't burn quickly. Once that's done, I'm going to add the same seasonings as I mentioned before. I'm going to sprinkle them onto the potatoes. Again, let your ancestors be your guide. I'm not measuring this. And I'm adding a little bit of each seasoning onto the potatoes in a bowl. And I'm going to mix those up. Also, like when you're doing those types of potatoes, make sure you rinse them off. Don't just cut them and then start cooking them. Make sure you rinse off your potatoes after you've sliced them, and then put your seasonings. Next, I got some baby spinach, and I just did like 3 handfuls of the baby spinach, and I'm rinsing it off. It's supposed to be cleaned already, but I'm rinsing it off anyway. And the potatoes have been cooking for about 15 minutes now, and I'm going to add the baby spinach into the potatoes. You can also use like frozen spinach too, but if you do use frozen spinach, make sure that you cook that separately. You're going to drain off the water that's produced with the frozen spinach, and then you're going to add it to the potatoes. The next thing I'm adding here is some Niger Grill spice mix. I follow this guy online, and so I've gotten his spice mix a few times, but I added it to the spinach. And then after that's been cooking for about 5 to 7 minutes, I'm going to top this off with some Parmesan cheese as well as some red pepper flakes. If you like something a little bit spicy, you can add that too. And then that's it. Yeah, both of these recipes are super simple, super easy. You can make them during the weeknight or on the weekends for your Sunday meals. If you like this recipe, please leave a comment. Make sure to share it as well as subscribe to this channel if you already have it. And I'll see you next time.